Last week, the Tampa Bay Rays came to Boston and took 2 of 3 from the Sox and left with a 2.5-game lead in the division.
3-run home run in the 14th inning.
The Toronto Blue Jays entered Fenway, making a last-minute push for a wild-card berth. Boston withstood the top of Toronto's rotation, taking 3 of 4 over the weekend and keeping pace with the division-leading Rays. Tonight, the Sox head south for the final 3-game series of the regular season, with the Red Sox back a game. Daisuke Matsuzaka takes the hill, looking to pull the Red Sox even.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to Fenway Park.
They struck him out, and the Red Sox win. Welcome to Tropicana Field in St. Petersburg, Florida. Big series between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Hi again, everybody. I'm Don Orsillo. Welcome to Red Sox baseball. Well, the Red Sox yesterday received outstanding starting pitching from John Lester. Looking for more of the same tonight with Daisuke Matsuzaka. In fact, in September, the starting pitching has been very good for Boston. Our leading off segment brought to you by Firestone. In 13 games for the Red Sox, their starters are averaged 6 innings per start. They're 7-2. Daisuke Matsuzaka with 2 no decisions in September. The ERA at 3.15, and even better lately. Starters with a 2.08 ERA over the last 8 games. We welcome in Jerry Remy. And Jerry, certainly this has been a tough place for the Red Sox this season right here at Tropicana Field.
Well, Don, it's been a house of horrors for the Red Sox. They have not won a game down here at Tropicana Field, swept twice, 0-6 on the season. One of the reasons they are not hitting here, only a 211 batting average. Remember, they're facing the second best pitching staff rank-wise in the American League behind Toronto. Pitching-wise hasn't been too bad. You know, under 4 runs per game. They have walked a few too many guys, but it's been the offense. And a couple of guys in particular, Kevin Youkilis, 1 for 20 down here, and Jason Veritek 0 for 15. Now, you wouldn't think things are going to change very much because they're still pitching very well. You would hope the Red Sox at some point would explode and score some runs, have a nice easy victory here. But, you know, with the pitching that they have, you've got to expect low-scoring games, and that's why Boston has to continue to do all the little things good. Moving guys along, sacrifice flies when they get men on third base. Don't run into outs. Just play the game the right way, because in these close ball games, as you expect to have here, sometimes those small things make a huge difference.
Should be a great series. Daisuke Matsuzaka looking for his 17th win of the year. Red Sox are looking for the top spot in the division. We're back with more after this. And by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Good evening once again, everybody. Welcome back to Tropicana Field, the first of 3 between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. They go head-to-head, and this is the picture heading into tonight's action. The Red Sox are a game back of the Rays, as the Red Sox in the wild card spot, a 6-game lead over the Twins, 8.5 over the Blue Jays. The Red Sox, of course, able to take 3 out of 4 from the Blue Jays in a highly successful weekend for the Red Sox at home at Fenway Park. Big day yesterday for Coco Crisp and, of course, John Lester yesterday. Before we start tonight's game, having a chance to catch up with Evan Longoria was Heidi Watney before the game today.
All right, Evan, the magnitude for this series is large. You guys have a 1-game lead over the Red Sox. How important is this series for your team?
I mean, it's very important. It's going to be important for both clubs. I mean, you know, I think our success has been pretty good against them in the Trop. Obviously, they haven't beaten us this year, and for us to come off that big series in Boston, taking 2, you know, it gives us a much-needed sense of confidence. And I think we're just going to go into the series like we've been, taking it one day at a time and see what happens.
Of the 6 games you guys have won here at the Trop, 4 of them have been by 1 run. How important is it in these 1-run games to do the little things and get to the bullpen and have the bullpen perform well?
It's very important. I mean, I think that's been kind of our staple all year is pitching and defense. And, you know, we got so much confidence in those guys. And if our starters can give us 6 or 7 strong, I mean, we got a good feeling that we're going to win the game if we're ahead late.
A lot of the Red Sox players have said, you know, making it to the playoffs is the important thing, not necessarily winning the division. What is the mentality on your team? Do you guys want to win the division?
I mean, yeah, I think obviously, yeah, of course. I mean, I think that, you know, they'd be lying over there if they told you that they didn't want to win the division either. I mean, obviously the goal from spring training on is to get into the playoffs. And if we don't have that banner to hang, you know, whenever the playoffs start and we're in, I think we're still going to be happy. But, I mean, right now I think we got some stuff on the board in there that says win the AL East, so that's our goal.
Has Joe Maddon's style changed at all as you guys get closer to the playoffs? What advice is he giving you guys?
You know, his style hasn't changed much at all. I mean, he still rotates guys in and out like we're a National League club. I mean, I think everybody on the bench gets in every game. So, you know, everybody's ready every day, and his style doesn't change. And I think that's kind of what keeps us going, is we know what we're going to get from him.
You've been back for a few games now. How are you feeling? Any soreness?
No, not at all. I mean, it feels good. I mean, I feel confident, and I think every day and every at-bat that I get is feeling a little bit better and a little more confident. So this will be a big test. You know, it's a big series, so we'll see how it goes.
You've got Daisuke Matsuzaka tonight. What are the challenges with him?
The challenges with Daisuke are he's kind of what we call effectively wild. I mean, he throws a lot of balls and he gets a lot of swings and misses. So I think you know, that's kind of his big thing, is we need to make him throw strikes. You know, he's pretty effective when he's on. So we'll see how he is today and kind of try to wait him out a little bit.
Josh Beckett tomorrow, kind of a different style from Daisuke. What are the challenges with him?
Well, Josh is kind of, you know, just a come right at you guy. I mean, he throws hard and he's got a big curveball. So he's definitely a lot different than Daisuke. I mean, Daisuke throws a lot more off speed. And, you know, last time we faced Josh at your guys' place, he threw a lot more off speed as well. So we'll see what he comes with this time. I assume he's going to come right at us. And, I mean, both of them are proven in September and October. So, you know, I'm sure they're going to come with their best stuff.
And then Wednesday, you've got the knuckleballer, Tim Wakefield. And that's kind of the kind of pitcher you don't see very often. How do you prepare for him?
You don't. I mean, you kind of just know what you're going to get. I mean, you know, just got to try to put the barrel on the ball, I guess. Come out and, you know, there's not really much preparation you can do for a guy like that. So, you know, we'll come in with the same game plan, maybe try to hit the ball the other way or wait on it or whatever your approach may be. But he's definitely a little different, and, you know, he's always a challenge.
How often have you hit against a knuckleballer?
Once when I was in the minor leagues and before I faced Wakefield the first time. So this will be the fourth time seeing a knuckleballer.
All right, thank you, Evan.
All right, no problem.
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Evan Longoria back in the lineup for the Rays. Well, the Rays have taken the field tonight. Let's check out the Red Sox starting lineup, brought to you by Fightin'. Experience the energy. Coco Crisp, red hot, leading it off for the Red Sox. Dustin Pedroia at second base. David Ortiz, the DH, with Kevin Youkilis at first base. Mike Roll at third base. Jason Bay in left field. Jed Lowry at shortstop. Jason Varitek does the catching. He bats eighth. And Jacoby Ellsbury in right field bats ninth. On the mound tonight for the Tampa Bay Rays is Scott Kazmir.
Scott Kazmir making his 25th start of the season. He's 11-6 on the season with a 2.99 ERA. He's been very tough here at the Trop. In 12 starts at home, 7-1 with a 2.10, and in 3 starts against the Red Sox this year, 0-1 with a 5.40 ERA. As a matter of fact, his last game was against the Red Sox, not involved in a decision. The Tampa Bay defense is 5th in the league. They made 80 errors in 147 games. Evan Longoria will be the third baseman. Jason Bartlett, the shortstop. Akinori Iwamura, the second baseman, and Carlos Pena in first. Left to right, Eric Hinsky, Fernando Perez, and Gabe Gross. Diana Navarro doing the catching for Kazmir.
Jerry Mills has the plate for the umpires tonight. Gary Darling at first base, Paul Emmel at second base, and Jerry Crawford is the umpire at third. We're available. This telecast can be heard in Spanish by selecting the SAP button on your television remote. Enjoy the game.
Buenas noches, amigos.
Coco Crisp ready to go as the Rays and Red Sox are ready to go from Tropicana Field. The first pitch of the night from Scott Kazmir is to the backstop for ball one. Kazmir with 11 victories coming into tonight's action. And the ERA just under 3 as his battery mate Diana Navarro sets up inside on Crisp. The 1-0 is inside, 2-0.
That last game against the Red Sox, Kazmir going 6 innings in that game, allowing 5 hits and 2 earned runs. That's a game that the Devil Rays came back and beat the Red Sox 5-4. And it was also a matchup against Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Well, Joe Madden's team in very good spot to make the postseason, but they'd very much like to win the division like the Red Sox. Kazmir unable to throw a strike to the first batter as Crisp heads down to first base, a 4-pitch walk.
It's hard to believe that Scott Kazmir is still the youngest starting pitcher on this staff. He has the most experience of any starting pitcher on this staff. He has faced the Red Sox 21 times now, 21 starts against Boston.
And has so many franchise records here, despite the fact that he's only 24. Tampa Bay's all-time leader in wins, strikeouts, ERA, innings pitched. Pretty much across the board, the success rate that he has had. There's another ball, and Carlos Pena coming in from first base. Dustin Pedroia at 327, 17 homers and 78 runs batted in. Right now, Kazmir having trouble with his control. There's ball 2, 2-0.
They might want to try something else. It's been all fastballs for Kazmir so far, and he has not yet thrown a strike. A couple of borderline pitches, but still not a strike.
He certainly wanted that one as he was looking at Jerry Meals. Pedroia taking all the way, and there's ball 3, 3-0. Red Sox see no reason to swing here in the early going. The key matchup is brought to you by Acura.
Now the velocity too. Last pitch only 89 miles an hour. Just aiming the ball, trying to get a strike.
Pedroia taking all the way, and it's ball 4. Back-to-back walks, 8 pitches, all balls. Kazmir at first and second, nobody out. Not what you come to expect from Scott Kazmir. Another visit from Pena, the first baseman. Navarro was out there.
Well, John, these are the opportunities the Red Sox have to take advantage of. You know, you get a guy like Kazmir, he's having a rough start here. You've got to jump on him early in the ball game.
David Ortiz at 263, 18 homers, and 77 runs batted in. It's 3 for his last 21 in the last 6 games. And he takes ball 1.
And once again, 89 with the fastball, not letting it loose, just aiming the ball, trying to get a strike.
Ortiz grounds it foul outside of first. And there's the first strike from Kazmir.
And it comes on a slider. First breaking ball he's thrown, and Ortiz chases it and picks up his first strike. Thought maybe he'd try this a little bit sooner, just try something different than the fastball. He finally does go to the slider, and Ortiz fouls it off.
Crisp at second, Pedroia at first with nobody out here in the first inning, and Ortiz backs out. Crisp walked. Pedroia walked. 24 starts, 5 first inning runs all year for Kazmir, who's in a jam here right out of the gate. Ortiz to right. Gabe Gross sent it back, looking up, it is gone! David Ortiz on a 3-run shot gets this big series off on a great start. His 19th home run of the year puts Boston on top 3-0.
Now after the breaking ball, Kazmir comes back with a fastball middle in, and David Ortiz very quickly puts 3 points on the board. The Amica pitch zone. Watch location of pitch. It's supposed to be away. You see Navarro set up away. It stays inside, and Ortiz picks up his second career home run off Kazmir.
So 2 walks and a home run, and it's 3-0 Red Sox. Here's the 4th batter of the game, Kevin Youkilis. Youkilis takes ball one. Kazmir behind again. A .310 season for Youkilis, 25 home runs and 102 runs batted in. Broken bat, flare to left, late break for Hinske, who makes the running catch. He recovered after starting back initially. They hung up long enough, and Hinske makes the grab for the first out.
Yeah, Hinske, as you know, not blessed with great speed, but even after the late break, is able to make the play on the broken bat bloop by Kevin Youkilis.
So Youkilis retired, and Mike Lowell the batter. A .274 season for Lowell, 16 homers and 72 runs batted in. A strike over the outside corner. First time Kazmir has been ahead.
And now he's letting it loose a little bit. That one at 93 miles an hour.
Roll to left. Hinske headed back, looking up, and that ball is gone. A blast to left field for Mike Lowell, his 17th home run of the year. Second home run of the inning for Boston, and the Red Sox lead it 4-0 against Scott Kazmir in the first.
This looks to be a slider from Kazmir. Either the slider or changeup, one of the two, but it's down about knee-high at the bottom of the strike zone, and Lowell makes it 4-0. For Kazmir, that's the 16th and 17th home run he's allowed this season.
You said it, Jerry, trying to take advantage of some of these opportunities early. The Red Sox certainly have in a big way.
It was very clear from the beginning this guy was aiming the ball, trying to find home plate, and the Red Sox have been able to make him pay for it. Sometimes you let a guy like that off the hook in the first inning, he gets tougher and tougher.
So 4 quick ones here in the first, still just 1 out. And here's Jason Bay, who takes strike 1. So Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out there to talk to Kazmir. And 301 with 7 homers and 33 runs batted in. Fouls it to the upper deck, off to the right, and it's 0-2. Kazmir with a 6-inning effort last time out against the Red Sox, throwing 108 pitches and giving up only 2 runs. He was matched up against Daisuke that night as well. This is for ball 1, 1-2. 6-6 lifetime against the Red Sox with 3.02 earned run average. And overall, his 21st career start against Boston. Swing and a miss. Rolls that one by Jason Bay at 93. His first strikeout. Result number 2 of the inning.
Now Kazmir always among the league leaders in strikeouts. His strikeout high in the season is 10, which he's done a couple of times, and that time he blows the fastball by Jason Bay away.
So 2 down, bases empty for Jed Lowry. Lowry back in the starting lineup for the Red Sox today. Takes ball 1. We had yesterday off. Alex Cora getting the start at shortstop for Boston. 278, 2 homers and 44 runs batted in for Lowry. 2-0. More staring from Kazmir in. Willing to bat right-handed tonight against a left-handed starter. As he takes the strike, and it's 2-1. Left center field. Perez calling and catching out number 3 of the inning. 3-run shot for Ortiz, solo shot for Lowell. It's 4-0 Boston. 4-0, the Red Sox on top of the Tampa Bay Rays as we head to the bottom of the first inning. The Rays lineup is brought to you by Rico. Akinori Iwamura leading it off at second base. Jason Bartlett at shortstop. Carlos Pena at first base. Evan Longoria at third. Cliff Floyd the DH. Gianna Navarro does the catching with Eric Hinsky in left field. Gabe Gross in right field and Fernando Perez in center. Daisuke Matsuzaka on the mound for Boston.
This will be start number 27 for Daisuke. 16-2 on the season. The 2.97 ERA. That is third best in the American League behind Lee and Halladay. And the .216 batting average against is best in the American League. In 2 starts against Tampa Bay, no decisions this year for Matsuzaka.
Iwamura fouls it off as the Rays in a hole here right out of the gate tonight. Red Sox scoring 4 times in the top of the first inning. Iwamura at .277, 5 homers and 42 runs batted in. Sliced foul off to the left, and it's still 1-2 to Iwamura. Since May the 2nd, Iwamura's hit just up over 300 at 301. He's hitting at 202 through the first month of the year. Daisuke Matsuzaka's third try to pick up his 17th win of the year. As Iwamura hits a fly ball to left field, Jason Bay makes the catch for out number 1.
Well, the Red Sox are now first in the league in defense with 77 errors on the season. Mike Lowell will be at third base, Jed Lowry the shortstop, Dustin Pedroia at second, and Kevin Youkilis at first, left to right. Jason Bay, Coco Crispin, Jacoby Ellsbury, and Jason Varitek doing the catching for Daisuke.
So 1 down for Jason Bartlett. Saw hit out of the number 9 spot primarily for the Rays when Tampa Bay was in Boston. Jason Bartlett batting second in the order tonight. And he takes strike 1 from Matsuzaka. Bartlett a .278 hitter coming in with a home run and 30 runs batted in.
And the Rays still without the services of B.J. Upton. That left quad is still a problem from him. That's one that he had to leave a game with in Boston.
They have had to battle the injuries throughout the year. Of course, Carl Crawford as well as Evan Longoria. Longoria now back. But there have been some pretty major injuries this year. The one thing that they did do is get Rocco Baldelli back, which was a bit of a surprise, and he has been very good for them. You see B.J. Upton alongside Carl Crawford. As Daisuke misses and falls behind 2-1. Bartlett has been all over this order. He's hit everywhere for Tampa Bay except third and fourth. He's hitting leadoff over the weekend in New York against the Yankees. Grounds it foul, evens the count at 2-2.
Final homestand of the season for the Rays. The 3 here with the Red Sox. And then they have, I believe, Minnesota, isn't it, coming in for a 4-game series?
Yeah, Minnesota for 4, and then it's to Baltimore and Detroit to wrap up the regular season. Swing and a miss. The tag from Varitek got away from him briefly. First strikeout of the night for Daisuke, 2 down.
The last time Daisuke faced Tampa, that was back at Fenway in 5 innings, had 5 strikeouts. He goes to the slider here to pick up the strikeout and gets Bartlett to chase it. The Red Sox now with Pena coming to the plate will go into the shift in the infield.
So 2 down here in the bottom of the first inning. Carlos Pena. 244, 28 home runs, 88 runs batted in. Of course, he had the big 3-run home run off Mike Timlin in the 14-inning affair at Fenway Park, which gave the Rays the final game of that series. They took 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox. It was the first time they had beaten Boston at Fenway Park. Was night 2 of that series. Timlin, of course, on in the 14th inning Touch for the loss in that game. An opposite field shot for Pena. Fortunately for Mike Timlin and the Red Sox, who almost came back in that game in the bottom half of that inning, but the Rays came away with the victory. Pena takes the strike, and it's 2-1.
A little bit of a struggle on that last road trip for Pena. 7 for 33, the .212 average. But you see the numbers there against the Red Sox. 3 home runs, 3 of the 28.
So 14 home runs in the second half of the season. After the break, did he go? Yes, says Jerry Crawford, third base umpire.
Borderline, as most of them are.
And he's been walking more lately. 21 walks over his last 16 games. Fifth in the American League, as Dice K thought he had strike 3 and took a step or 2 towards the dugout.
That certainly looked like a good pitch. We'll take a look on the Amica pitch zone. So far, everything inside looks like a turnover fastball from Daisuke. And I think Pena's lucky to have another chance.
So Daisuke's got to throw another pitch. You're on the 3-2 Pena. Broken bat. Bloop to shallow center. That's going to fall. And the shift on it's Lowry running out there to grab it. And Pena gets another chance and gets a base hit.
A little Bloop, broken bat, and all Lowry can do is just turn and head to the outfield, hope he's heading in the right direction. That bat just shatters at home plate, but Lowry can't catch up to it, so Pena, who really should have been out, picks up the broken bat base hit.
So 2 down, Pena at first base, and Evan Longoria the batter. 281, 22 homers and 74 runs batted in. 22-year-old rookie who takes strike 1 from Matsuzaka. He was reinstated from the disabled list on September the 6th, but did not play right away. He returned to the Rays lineup on Saturday in the day game. The doubleheader against the Yankees. Missed a total of 30 games as he fractured his right wrist. Didn't go, says Gary Darling, first base umpire, and it's a ball and a strike. He was hit by a J.J. Putt's fastball back on August the 7th at Seattle. And even being away that long still leads all rookies. 1-1. In there for strike 2, 1-2.
This kid does not carry himself like a rookie, nor does he play like a rookie. He looks like he's been around for about 7 years already.
Leads all major league rookies in home runs and in total bases. Outside, 2-2. This player profile is brought to you by Sovereign Bank, the official bank of the Red Sox cable network. Second best in history of rookie third baseman. Slugging percentage at the moment. Al Rosen had a .543 slugging percentage back in 1950. In the dirt outside, Veritek sprawling to his right, and it's a full count.
Now Daisuke has been trying to put Longoria away with breaking balls, and he hasn't been able to do so.
Two down, Carlos Pena at first base. Cliff Floyd on deck. Ball 4. Well, he thought he had Pena struck out. Pena singles, and now Longoria walks, and all of a sudden he got 2 on with 2 down.
Now you see the difference one call can make. I mean, in my opinion, he did have Pena struck out as Dice took about 4 steps toward the dugout. Now, since that time, more pitches. The base hit by Pena on a broken bat, and now the walk.
Now he's got to deal with Cliff Floyd, the DH. 277, 10 homers, and 36 runs batted in. Out after that first pitch with a swing and a miss. 64 starts now for Floyd, all as a DH. Missed a month and 30 games right out of the gate. He was gone April 7th through May 10th for having right knee surgery. One of the guys that would have postseason experience on this young roster for the Tampa Bay Rays. In fact, he's played in each of the last 2 years in the postseason as he takes the ball, and the count now 1-1. Floyd winning a World Series ring with the 1997 Marlins. This is pitch 25 of the inning for Daisuke Matsuzaka. And it's fouled off, 1-2.
Now both pitches, Scott Kazmir, Daisuke, both capable of throwing a lot of pitches early in the game, and both throwing a lot of pitches here in the first inning.
Daisuke, who thought he had strike 3 to Carlos Pena, has thrown 10 pitches since then, and of course both batters reaching, Pena and Longoria. Field straight away and deep on Cliff Floyd with 2 outs and 2 on. Floyd trying to hold up, did he? Yes. According to third base umpire Jerry Crawford, the crew chief.
I think one thing Daisuke should stop immediately is start walking off the mound when he thinks he has a strike call, because that does not set very well with that home plate umpire. It's happened a couple of times already in this game. He was correct the first time. I'm not so sure that time.
Inside, full count. Some lengthy at bats here for the Rays in the first inning. There's the pitch count rising for Daisuke. Pitch number 28 of this first inning for Daisuke Matsuzaka. Runners in motion with 2 outs and a full count. Floyd to first, and on the backhand the grab by Youkilis. Daisuke out of the inning unscathed. A lot of pitches. It's 4-0 Red Sox.
FW Webb is proud to be official supplier of plumbing, heating, and cooling supplies to the Boston Red Sox. To learn more about how FW Webb can help you, contact your local professional contractor or visit fwweb.com.
Second inning back at Tropicana Field. Jason Varitek leading it off and popping it up foul off to the right. Now to play. Red Sox sent 7 men to bat in the first inning, scored 4 times. Kazmir had trouble throwing strikes right out of the gate. He walked back-to-back batters on 8 pitches. For the 3-run shot by David Ortiz, a solo home run by Mike Lowell. Varitek gets hit with the 0-1 pitch. More wildness from Kazmir, who hits the first batter here in inning number 2. And warnings are being handed out now by Jerry Meals right out of the gate.
God, that's ridiculous. I mean, I know there's a history between these two clubs, but for goodness sakes, I mean, Kazmir is not trying to hit Jason Varitek down by 4 runs here in the second inning. I mean, that's absurd. There's no feeling for the game.
So Madden wait to talk about it as well. We talked to Terry Francona first. And the crew chief Jerry Crawford to talk to Kazmir.
And that's the price you pay for what has happened between these two teams earlier this season. But, you know, in my opinion, this is absolutely absurd. And so that means now if somebody throws and hits somebody, if the umpire thinks it's intentional, they're out of the ball game. It's crazy.
We were very early in this one, just the top half of the second inning. So Jason Varitek at first base, Jacoby Ellsbury coming up.
Mind you that Jason Varitek has not had a hit in the Tropicana field all season long.
Ellsbury takes strike one. A few times Kazmir's been ahead. Ellsbury at 265, 7 homers and 44 runs batted in.
Left-handed hitters only 181 coming into the game. Of course, Ortiz changed that with the home run off Kazmir.
Ellsbury hits one towards short. Bartlett will go to second base for the out there. With the lead runner in Varitek. Ellsbury reaching on the fielder's choice. Not hit very hard and not much opportunity with Ellsbury running to turn the double play.
Now that's one as soon as contact is made, you know as a shortstop that all you're going to get is one. There's no chance of getting a double play on Ellsbury. Just make sure you make the catch and give your second baseman a good feed to get the force out.
So one down, Ellsbury at first base, and here's Coco Crisp. Walked and scored in the first. Strike one. Crisp never saw a strike in his first at bat. That's 20 games. Coco Crisp hitting at .444. It's a major league best in the last 20 games. Side ball 1-1-1. He's been driving in runs as well. Big game for him yesterday for the Red Sox. Some very timely hitting. He was 2 for 3 yesterday with a couple of RBIs. Ball 2 got away briefly from Navarro, and thinking about it was Ellsbury, but then stopped. Didn't get very far away from Deanna Navarro.
Nice job by Deanna Navarro, just somehow getting a body in front of this ball, the breaking ball here, and blocking it. You see Ellsbury, once he saw it didn't go that far away, just has to put on the brakes and go back to first.
Very easily back to the bag. Ellsbury, they can convert. He was picked off, and they will. The tag by Iwamura. He was guessing on Kazmir, and he guesses wrong as Kazmir ends up catching it.
Yep, Jacoby Ellsbury going on the first move. As soon as he sees the leg move from Kazmir, he takes off. And Kazmir with the throw to first base. A good throw by Pena. Keeps it away from the back of Ellsbury, and they apply the tag. If Jacoby just keep going, slide into second base, maybe you can cause him to drop the baseball. Most of the time, 99% of the time, when you stop like that, you got no chance.
So 2 down now, base is empty. And 2-1 the count to Coco Crisp. Outside ball 3. Coco tonight starting his 93rd game in center field, with a possible 150 for the Red Sox, and he walks for the second time in the game. It is the 3rd walk served up by Scott Kazmir. So a 2-out base runner, and Dustin Pedroia coming up. He also walked in the first inning. And take strike 1 from Kazmir. Kazmir since 2005 with a 2.91 earned run average. 7th active pitchers have a better home ERA over the last 4 seasons than Kazmir. Is usually very good here, especially as this one is popped up foul. Back comes Navarro near his own dugout, and he makes the catch. Well, the Red Sox strand a runner, but lead it 4-0.
Tomorrow at 5:30, don't miss the Globe 10.0. Bob Ryan and Chris Gasper will run down the 10 hottest topics of the day. So tune in tomorrow at 5:30 and get the point.
Deoner Navarro leading it off here in the bottom of the 2nd inning back in Tampa Bay. Navarro taking ball 1 from Daisuke Matsuzaka. 4-0, the Red Sox on top. A little homer twice in that first inning off Scott Kazmir. The 3-run shot for David Ortiz. A solo home run for Mike Lowell. It's the difference in the game. Two and 0. He's had runners at first and second with 2 outs in the first inning when Floyd hit the ball hard, but lined out to Kevin Youkilis at first base, and Daisuke got out of the jam. Fouled off, and it's 2-1 to Navarro. 294, 6 homers, and 46 runs batted in for the Rays all-star catcher. Popped up, foul behind the Red Sox dugout, not a play. Navarro had a 9-game hitting streak snapped yesterday. He hit at .358 during the streak. 0 for 4 in the final game of the series against New York. He is 2nd among American League catchers with a .294 average. And behind Joe Mauer, who's hitting .322 for the Minnesota Twins. Lions the 2-2 pitch foul now towards the Rays relievers in the bullpen. Oh, Red Sox fans down there.
And getting booed heavily after getting that souvenir.
Navarro hits a fly ball to center field, playable for Coco Crisp. 1 down, and we're checking with Heidi Watney.
Well done. Daisuke Matsuzaka has not had the best luck against the Rays. He's got a no decision in 2 starts this year. He's 1-3 in 7 career starts overall. I asked Evan Longoria about the Rays' approach to Daisuke.
He's kind of what we call effectively wild. I mean, he throws a lot of balls and he gets a lot of swings and misses. So I think you know, that's kind of his big thing is we need to make him throw strikes. You know, he's pretty effective when he's on. So we'll see how he is today and kind of try to wait him out a little bit.
Now this is Matsuzaka's second straight start against the Rays. He gave up 3 runs on 8 hits in 5 innings in last Tuesday's 5-4 loss. Daisuke got a no decision in that one. Don?
Yeah, Heidi, thank you very much. As he has a strikeout and a walk in the first inning. And numbers against the Rays. The pitch in there for a strike to Eric Kinski. And it's 0-2.
Eric Kinski saw a lot of breaking balls in that series back up in Boston against Red Sox pitching. Last pitch, a changeup for Matsuzaka to get ahead quickly.
Daisuke 1-3 with a 3.98 earned run average in his career against the Rays. Here at Tropicana Field has never won. 0-2. Kinski with a swing and a foul tip into the catcher's mitt. Strike 3. Second strikeout for Matsuzaka, and there's 2 down.
After a couple of changeups, Daisuke goes back inside with the fastball. That 2-seam fastball, foul tip right into the glove of Jason Varitek.
Two down for Gabe Gross. Fielder at 253 with 12 homers and 35 runs batted in. A big day on Saturday against the Yankees, going 4 for 5 at a very good road trip between Baltimore, New York, and Boston. He hit 348. There for a strike, and it's 1-1 to Gross.
We've seen more changeups. That last pitch, a breaking ball. We've seen more changeups though from Daisuke these first couple of innings, and sometimes we've seen in a whole game from him.
Gross fouls it off to the left, and it's 1-2. Gross has hit at 323 over the last 20 games. With Crawford out getting a lot more playing time in the outfield. He started 68 of 127 possible games since being acquired from the Milwaukee Brewers. And incidentally, have a new manager today, Dale Swaim.
How about that?
Sliding into that spot. What, 12 games left to go in the season. Interesting timing by the Brewers.
I guess they couldn't wait to fire Ned Yost.
Wow.
I mean, wow.
The Red Sox coaching staff talking a lot about it today, and former Red Sox third base coach Terry Francona is certainly thrilled for Dale Swaim. No word as to whether or not he would be the manager beyond this year, but being used in that capacity right now. Terry Francona very happy, as is Brad Mills, for Dale Swaim. A 1-2 pitch. Flair down the left field line. It will land harmlessly foul.
Now to see something like that happen this late in the season, what, they tied for the wild card race in the National League?
Tied with Philadelphia. Of course, last year they were very much in the mix, and right at the last game virtually was out, and they were perhaps fearful that might happen again. They had lost 4 games in a row heading into tonight's action.
If they were that fearful, they should have fired him in the offseason. It's amazing.
Can't help but wonder if something happened that maybe precipitated it behind closed doors.
They say the climate, just talking to a few guys today who know some people on that Milwaukee club, they said the climate is not a real positive one in there, and maybe things started to build, and I'm sure there's much more to it than we know. That's a drastic move with 2 weeks left in the season.
One, 2 to Gabe Gross. 2-2. Gross was on that Milwaukee Brewers team to begin the year. In all three outfield positions there, was hitting at 209. Being acquired from Milwaukee. He's traded for minor league pitcher Josh Butler. A lot of pitches for Daisuke Matsuzaka through an inning and 2/3. Ready now at the 2-2 to Gabe Gross, and time called again. Popped up. Outside, Mike Lowell. In Fairground makes the catch and ends the inning. Daisuke has 1, 2, 3 seconds. 4-0 Boston. Top half of the third inning, 4-0. The Red Sox on top of the Rays. David Ortiz hit a 3-run home run in the first inning and leads it off here in the top of the third as the Rays go into their shift. Akinori Iwamura in short right field. The second baseman ducking back, and Jason Bartlett, shortstop, also on the right side of the infield. Ortiz hits it high in the air up near the catwalks. The catcher Navarro lunged to make the catch. That got way up there by the speakers and everything else on the roof of this place, but did not make contact with it up there.
Jackie Francona and Kelly Pedroia will help host the third annual I Have Nothing to Wear gala and shopping event this Thursday. Newbury and Charles Street shops will offer event shoppers a 15% discount, and proceeds from the event will help provide new winter coats for kids in need. Please visit kidsclothesclubs.org to sign up for this great evening of charity.
One out for Kevin Youkilis, who takes ball one outside. Goes flying out to left field. First time up. He's 0 for 1. Nicholas 2 for his last 15. Outside 3-0. Kind of waiting for Kazmir to get into some sort of groove here and where he is comfortable. He just did not appear comfortable tonight, really, at any point. Having some problems that time with the landing foot. Did a little work at the base of the hill as he falls behind Youkilis 3-0. There's a strike, 3-1. Most wins he's ever had this season is 13. He did that last year. Youkilis drives one out towards right center field. The right fielder Gross calling, and he makes the catch, 2 down. Check back in with Heidi Watney.
Well, Don, Mike Lowell said before the game he has a partially torn labrum in his right hip that will require surgery at the end of the season, but he says it shouldn't keep him from playing the rest of this season. I asked Terry Francona about it. He said Lowell has been playing with hip pain the entire season virtually, and this is not something that is new. Don?
Hey, Heidi, thank you very much. Yeah, it's been clear that hip has been a problem all season for Mike. Taking some time off really did not help out all that much, as it has been recurring, and see him wincing in pain from time to time.
Seems like the biggest problem he's had down is running. You know, you can see it a lot after he makes contact and heading down that first base line where he's really struggling a little bit.
Down 0-2. Hit a solo home run in the first inning, part of the 4-run attack for the Red Sox off Kazmir. And for Lowell, his 17th home run of the season. The 0-2 pitch. Popped up, foul ground as Pena and Navarro give chase, but it's back behind the Rays dugout.
Now, right now, it's more like Kazmir. You know, you're seeing fastballs at 93, 94. He came out in the first inning just feeling around. It was like 89, 90. couldn't find the strike zone. Finally grooved one, missed his location on David Ortiz. Ortiz takes him deep. Now looks like he's letting the ball loose.
Raymond trying to get the Rays going here as they trail 4-0. 0-2 the count to Lowell, 2 outs. Elevates Lowell, doesn't chase, 1-2. Tampa Bay Rays with the best home record in the majors, 53-21. Kazmir missing his mark badly again, and it's 2-2.
Yeah, missing high both with a fastball and that last time the changeup. Actually, it might not have been a changeup, might have been a slider that just slipped out of his hand.
Oh, pops it up foul, back and out of play. Navarro coming back, but it's into the seats. Tampa Bay needs 4 wins to record the most home wins by a major league team since 1998. The Yankees were 65-16. And the Rays are 53-21 coming into tonight's action here at Tropicana Field. 149 of the last 62 games here. And of course, the Red Sox have not yet won here in 2008. Lowell strikes out. Second strikeout for Kazmir. 4-0 Red Sox. As Fernando Perez leads it off for Tampa Bay against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Red Sox on top, 4-0. Perez hitting out of the number 9 spot in the Rays order. And 250 with a home run and 3 runs batted in. 25-year-old switch hitter. As he takes the strike, he had showed bunt. It's 1-1.
Good speed, good bunt, and that's why you see Lowell in tight at third base.
He was called up after August the 31st. First action he has seen at the major league level. We saw him in the series at Fenway's. Fouls off the pitch and the count 1-2. He's now started the last 10 games. Starts in center field, left field, and right field. Tonight he's in center.
It's another changeup by Daisuke Matsuzaka. That's going to be 6 or 7 for him in the game so far tonight. So giving the Jays a little bit, the Rays a little different look than he did last time at Fenway Park.
Fouled off himself, still 1-2.
Had about enough for Rays and Jays, I'll tell you that. That's all we've seen over the last week, and it's all we're going to see this week.
Yeah. After the series with the Rays, it's to Toronto we go.
To play the Jays.
Play the Jays. 50 pitches already for Daisuke. He's just dealing with the first batter here of the 3rd inning. So that pitch count an issue again. Strike 3 call. 3rd strikeout for Matsuzaka.
Looks like the exact same pitch that was not called the strike on to Carlos Pena back in the 1st inning. This one on the inside corner, but just as high. So the veteran gets the call. The rookie does not get the call.
5 in a row retired by Daisuke. Second time through the Rays order now. Takanori Iwamura flied out to left field first time up.
He's had the most success of any of these hitters in the Rays lineup against Daisuke. 364 coming into the game.
Iwamura takes strike 1, 1-1. 29-year-old Takanori Iwamura. They've started 141 of 148 games for the Rays. And would have started more than that, but of course served the 3-game suspension as part of the fisticuffs at Fenway Park. Coco Crisp charging the mound. 8 players altogether suspended in that melee at Fenway. The 1-2 fouled off to the left, and it's still 1-2. Only 2 base runners so far for the Rays. A single by Carlos Pena in the first, and a walk for Evan Longoria in the first inning. Iwamura to left field in deep. Bay back, looking up, and it's gone. Opposite field shot for Akinori Iwamura. His 6th home run of the year. And the Rays are on the board. It's now 4-1 Boston.
Well, we mentioned Iwamura with the most success, but this is the first home run he's had against IK. A nice opposite field shot on the fastball. More of a line drive home run. That's only the 11th given up this season by Matt Suzaka.
So Tampa Bay on the board now. Here's Jason Bartlett. It's a ground ball towards Pedroia at second base. And there's 2 down.
With the lottery's limited edition World Series Red Sox ticket, you can win up to $1 million instantly, along with great Red Sox World Series memorabilia. Get yours today at Fenway Park or your local lottery agent, or check out masslottery.com.
Two outs here in the 3rd inning. And Carlos Pena, the batter, he singled to center field first time up. A broken bat blooper that landed in shallow center. Pena takes strike 1. He leads the Rays with 28 home runs. 74 home runs over the last 2 years, as he chops one to Youkilis. He'll need Daisuke, who covers the bag for the out. Home run for Akinori Iwamura. It's 4-1 Red Sox. Question tonight: which pitcher has the Rays single season wins record? That's for you a little bit later, as we head to the top half of the 4th inning. Casimir back on the mound for the Rays. Jason Bay, first pitch swinging, hits a drive to center field. Fernando Perez at the wall, and that ball is gone. Hit the catwalk, and that's one of the ones that is a home run. So indicated by the umpires, the home run for Bay. And Casimir still waiting for it to come down. It will never come down.
Now, when you hit that 3rd catwalk down, that's a home run. So welcome to Tropicana Field. The ball just disappears out of sight. Joe Madden's going to go out. I wonder if they're going to use this for a case of instant replay.
We've already had one here. It was the first one.
You can see the Perez going back. All of a sudden, no baseball. Hits the catwalk, the 3rd catwalk.
Usually you'll see it kick down, but never did come down.
Jason Bay very quickly answers Akinori Iwamura's home run and gets the Red Sox back on the board.
3rd home run of the night for the Red Sox. Got the 3-run shot by Ortiz, solo shot for Lowell. Now leadoff solo home run for Jason Bay, his 8th in a Red Sox uniform. Well, the 2 lower catwalks are home runs if they're hit in fair ground, and that's where it ended up. Pitch in there for a strike in. It's 1-1 to Jed Lowry. Rays had one earlier this season against the Yankees on a ball down the left field line on a fair or foul call, and one of the problems was that the yellow on one of the catwalks, one of the foul poles on the catwalk, not the actual foul pole, but one above that is supposed to be somewhat of a guidance, is not lined up with the foul pole, which caused some of the problems if you look down that left field line. It is at a different angle, and that became a problem for the umpires, and they went back and checked it out. It was the first play review. Outside to Lowry, and it's 2-2. Actually 3-2 now, full count. It's been a very good second half for Jed Lowry, kind of coinciding with his getting regular playing time in the absence of Julio Lugo.
First time this season that Kazmir has allowed 3 home runs in a game.
Lowry will take the walk. And it is the 4th base on balls given up by Kazmir.
Don't miss the laughs on Friday's all-new episode of NESN's Comedy All-Stars presented by Ace Tickets. Host Gary Goldman and special guest Frank Caliendo are joined by Esau McGraw, Tammy Prescatelli, and Mike Donovan. Tune in Friday night at 10:30 for NESN's Comedy All-Stars, where sports and comedy collide.
Lowry with a walk. Nobody out here in the 4th inning, and Jason Varitek the batter. Varitek hit by a pitch in the 2nd inning, which precipitated warnings from home plate umpire Jerry Meals to both dugouts.
Well, obviously I didn't agree with those warnings, but I'm sure it's a directive that came down from the league that anything that resembles anything between these two teams, you've got to warn them.
And there for a strike and the count 1-1.
This is what drew the warning. The first pitch to Jason Varitek. First batter up, nobody out in the inning. Doesn't make sense to me.
Ball 2-1 to Varitek. Jason has 1 hit in his last 18 at bats. Lowry held on at first by Pena. There's a strike, 2-2. There'll be Ellsbury waiting on deck. Still nobody out here in the top half of the 4th inning.
And it looks like very soon there's going to be some action down in the bullpen for the Rays. Mitch Talbot, right-hander.
Varitek slices it foul off to the right. Still 2-2. Kazmir, after his 1-2-3 3rd inning, giving up a leadoff home run to Jason Bay, a walk of Lowry. I think a lot of time in between pitches, a lot of walking around in behind the hill. And getting ready to go here with a count of 2-2 to Jason Varitek. Ball 3, full count. Varitek lines it foul. Now beyond the Red Sox bullpen. The off pitch again to Varitek. In the air to left field. Deep fire. And the 4th home run of the night for the Red Sox. A blast for Varitek. 2-run shot. And the Red Sox are on top now 7-1.
Well, Jason, Varitek hit by a pitch back in the 2nd inning, warned with both teams, and Varitek answers in his next at bat with a home run and a fastball. Middle in. Varitek picks up number 13. All runs by the Red Sox coming tonight from the home run. And Talbot's not ready down there yet. He just started throwing when Varitek came to the plate.
Well, the first hit for Jason Varitek against the Rays this season is a big one, a 2-run shot. Talbot rapid fire as Ellsbury takes strike 1. So the Red Sox with a big home run attack tonight. Ellsbury reached on the fielder's choice in the 2nd inning. Now takes a pitch outside.
And this is what we have not seen from the Red Sox down here in Tampa Bay. Able to deliver any offense this season.
And strike 1 and 2 to Ellsbury. On the ground to Pena at first base. Over his Kazmir, better hurry up, and he doesn't get there.
His head's not in this game right now at all. You know, it's amazing, Don. I don't know if it's the pressure of a big game. Something's got Kazmir tonight, and it was evident right in the 1st inning. I mean, what's he thinking here? That Pena's going to take that himself and beat Ellsbury to the bag? He just stopped covering first base. He starts in that direction, then he slows up like Pena's going to take it. Pena can't beat Ellsbury to the first base. I mean, his head's just totally out of it right now.
He was looking in the dugout like, come get me.
I've had enough. Please get that guy ready down there.
Coco Crisp has walked twice against Kazmir. Ellsbury at first base, I gave him credit for a hit. As Crisp fouls it off to the right.
Yeah, you can't give out mental errors because that's exactly what it was by Kazmir. He just stopped instead of covering first base. So you have to give a base hit to Jacoby Ellsbury.
Ellsbury was caught stealing in the 2nd inning. Yesterday, of course, Lester up against Halladay, a great pitching matchup there, and we expected more of the same tonight. But Kazmir right out of the gate struggling, walked back-to-back batters on 8 pitches. It set up the 3-run home run for David Ortiz.
Yeah, very tentative, very tentative for Kazmir in that 1st inning after the couple of walks. The home run hurts him. Another home run. He seemed to settle down a little bit, more aggressive. But then after this last couple of home runs in this inning, there's nothing left.
Luco pops it up foul off to the right. Still 1 and 2. Kazmir, who is a strikeout pitcher, has just 2 strikeouts in the game tonight. He's walked 4. And the big number is surrendering 4 home runs to the Red Sox, 2 of which have come in this inning. Crisp to right center field. That's going to be in for a hit. Ellsbury heading for third base and beyond. Now he's going to be stopped by Hale. Yes, he put the brakes on as he got back in. Gross able to retrieve it out there in right center field, and it is second and third now, and still nobody out in the inning.
So one of the biggest games of the year, Kazmir comes up totally flat for the Rays.
So Joe Madden finally out to get Kazmir, who cannot record an out in the 4th inning. It is 7-1 Red Sox, and we check in with the NESN studio and Tom Carroll.
Well, Don, thank you. We got our game break here. The White Sox coming into the night a game and a half up on Minnesota in the Central, down 2-0 in Yankee Stadium here. But Dwayne Wise with his 4th homer of the year, a 2-run shot that ties the game. They're in the bottom of the 5th, and the Indians get a homer from Kelly Shopik to take a 1-0 lead off Kevin Slowey and the Minnesota Twins. So that's your update. I'll send you back to Tropicana Field, where the Red Sox have put 4 homers out of the park. Don and Jerry take it back after this.
7-1 Red Sox on top of the Rays. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by New England Ford dealers. Scott Kazmir chased from the game after 3+ innings. Mitch Talbot into the game.
Making his major league debut, just called up today from AAA Durham. He was up one time early this season back in July, but did not make appearance. So this is his major league debut, eventually coming over to the Rays from Houston in a deal for Aubrey Huff back in 2006. 28 starts down at the minor league level this year, 13-9.
He deals with Dustin Pedroia with runners at second and third, nobody out. Those runners are the responsibility of Scott Kazmir. It's 0-2. Pedroia walked and scored in the first inning, fouled out to the catcher in the second inning. Kazmir is so far charged with 7 runs. I'm not sure we have seen any outing that resembles this one from Scott Kazmir in the past.
No, bad right out of the chute. Back-to-back walks, not throwing the ball, aiming the ball, missing a spot on David Ortiz, and before you know it, he's down 3-0.
Opposite field, and in for a hit. Everybody had to wait. Now Ellsbury comes homeward to score to put the Red Sox on top 8-1. Look for half a second like Gabe Gross may make a play on that. He does not. And Dustin Pedroia's base hit drives in another Red Sox run.
Now Pedroia picks up his 79th RBI of the season. Still nobody out in this inning for the Red Sox. As Pedroia takes the high fastball, one that's up and away, gets on top of it and puts it on a line. That's a tough ball to get on top of, but Pedroia does it and drops it in front of Gabe Gross.
So first and third now, nobody out. That run is charged to Kazmir, still responsible for Crisp at third base. And here's David Ortiz. He did not let Kazmir off the hook in that first inning after he walked back-to-back batters in Crisp and Pedroia. Came into the game with a 2.99 earned run average. Ortiz in the check swing foul is down 0-2. So the Red Sox came into this game trailing by a game behind the Rays in the American League East and lead it 8-1 as they continue to bat here in the 4th inning. Still responsible for Crisp at third base, but so far 8 runs. Crisp at third, Pedroia at first base. Inside, 2-2 now to Big Papi. Back in 2006, Mitch Talbot, along with Ben Zobrist, acquired from the Houston Astros in exchange for Aubrey Huff. Talbot, 24 years old. Ortiz fouls it off, still 2-2.
Back in the International League, Baseball America rated his changeup as the best pitch, the best changeup in the National League. He's thrown one in this at bat to David Ortiz.
This called up on Saturday from the Durham Bulls after they completed their postseason run. Ortiz fouls it off, and it's still 2-2.
It's the changeup right there, but that one stays a little bit high, and David Ortiz is able to foul it off.
Shutting off both Navarro and Jerry Meals. The shift on, and Iwamura goes to second for one, back to first base, and it's not in time. A run in. Crisp from third base to put the Red Sox on top 9-1.
Four RBI night so far for David Ortiz. See, that's one thing I don't understand, Don. I know that you go into the shift, but it still is a double play situation. You see how deep Iwamura is. You know, on most double plays you cheat in a little bit so you can complete it. And Ortiz hustling hard down the line beats it. So instead of getting the 2 outs, Red Sox get a run home, and still only 1 out in the inning.
So Ortiz at first and 1 down. Euclid, the 8th batter of the inning for the Red Sox. And he hits a high fly ball to deep left. Hinsky back at the wall. Home run number 5 of the night for the Red Sox. Kevin Euclid with a 2-run shot, and the Red Sox lead it 11-1.
That's a good old-fashioned butt kicking putting on right now by the Red Sox, and with the long ball, David Ortiz should be embarrassed getting an RBI on just a ground ball to the infield. Everything else, home runs for the Red Sox. Euclid, his 26th of the season. RBI 103, 104.
Jim Hickey, the pitching coach, out there to talk to Mitch Talbot. Red Sox exploding for 5 home runs tonight in Tampa Bay.
And it's the 4th inning. Tonight, after our Red Sox coverage, tune in to NESN for Sports Desk presented by FW Webb, home of Frank Webb's Bat Centers. A trusted team of your home remodeling team. Get back to that after this ground ball.
Deep third, Longoria's long throw in time to get Lowell for the 2nd out of the inning.
Get the latest Mission Soxtober update, including highlights from the games with the Twins and White Sox are involved in, plus hear about the opening statements in the O.J. Simpson trial in Las Vegas that were presented today. All this and more coming up tonight after our Red Sox coverage only on NESN.
Here is Jason Bay, who got it all started here in the 4th inning with a solo home run into a catwalk. They take strike 1. He struck out swinging in the 1st and the home run in the 4th. With 30 home runs on the season between his work in Pittsburgh and in Boston.
Bay's home run went up very high and never came down. Hit the 2nd catwalk. And Perez never saw it come to the ground. It never did. Wonder where it is, Don.
It's probably still on the catwalk.
Should go up there. I'll give you $10 to go up and get it.
You couldn't pay me enough to go up and get it. 1, 2, 3, 4 different rings from the top to the bottom as Bay strikes out. And Talbot gets out of it. 9 runs charged to Kazmir. The Red Sox on top 11-1. There's your answer, I think, Jerry.
Yeah, maybe that's the Jason Bay home run.
Evan Longoria leading it off and getting hit with the pitch from Daisuke Matsuzaka. Crowd booing, and of course the warnings have been handed out after Veritek was hit, but Jerry Bales, in his opinion, that was not Daisuke throwing at Longoria.
Well, if he wasn't, he missed by an awful lot because Veritek was set up away and that ball was way in.
A 29-minute wait for Daisuke Matsuzaka as his team was scoring 7 runs. Cliff Floyd lined out to first base first time up. He's 0 for 1. Fly ball foul down the left field line, out of play. Well, the Red Sox scored 4 times in the first, 7 times in the fourth. They lead it 11-1. The only run for the Rays, the solo home run by Akinori Iwamura off Daisuke in the 3rd inning. Mission Soxtober. Look at some of the other games. The Yankees and White Sox tied 2-2. They're in the bottom of the 6th inning at Yankee Stadium. The Indians on top of the Twins 3-0 now in the top of the 6th from Cleveland. Outside 2-1. Matsuzaka with 3 strikeouts, 1 walk, has hit a batter to begin this, the bottom of the 4th inning. All 3, 3-1. Daisuke has given up just the 2 hits. Carlos Pena with a single in the 1st inning. And the home run by Iwamura in the 3rd inning. Fouled off, full count. And for Cliff Floyd, a 14-year veteran, over 1,600 games in the major leagues. Of course, a former member of the Boston Red Sox. Floyd hits a high fly ball up near the catwalks down the right field line and playable for Ellsbury. Made the catch, did not touch anything on the roof, came close, and there's 1 away. Time now for the answer to our Aflac trivia question. Which pitcher has the Rays single season wins record? Rolando Arrojo won 14 games back in 1998. Wondering about Kazmir, he won 13 last year, came close. There's 11 this season. Rolando Arrojo winning 14 back in 1998. The Rays lone all-star in their first season of existence. And of course, member of the Red Sox. Arrojo went 14-9 in 30 starts with the Red Sox. Pitch in there for strike 1 to Deanna Navarro. On a strike to the Rays catcher. Outfield set up straight away and deep for Navarro. Went to the All-Star game. First Rays catcher ever to make an All-Star game. Jumps back out of the way, and the count evens at 2-2. Strikes out, and it's the 4th strikeout for Daisuke Matsuzaka. 2 down.
Here's that changeup again from Daisuke, and again, it's been a long time in a game since I've seen him throw this many. And it's been very good for him for the most part tonight.
So 2 down. He hit Evan Longoria to begin the inning. Longoria is still at first base, and here's Eric Hinske. Hinske takes ball 1. Struck out swinging and is only at bat so far tonight. Strike on the outside corner, and it's 1-1. Miss 1-2.
Slider by Daisuke Matsuzaka, keeping it away from Eric Hinske.
Eric Hinske with 19 home runs on the season, the most he's had since hitting 24 in his Rookie of the Year season back in 2002. And he strikes out this time. Back-to-back strikeouts for Daisuke Matsuzaka. It's 11-1 Boston. Top half of the 5th inning back at Tropicana Field, as leading it off for the Red Sox is Jed Lowry. Lowry fly to center and walked. Pitch inside. Came around to score the 6th run of the night for the Red Sox on the 2-run home run by Jason Varitek. Talbot coming into the game in relief of Scott Kazmir. Kazmir 3+, 6 hits, 9 runs. He walked 4 and struck out 2. Kazmir on the hook. As there's ball 4 to Jed Lowry. Walks for the 2nd time. Sent it down to Heidi Watney.
Well done. Jason Varitek's home run last inning gave him 158 career home runs, passing Carlton Fisk for most home runs by a Red Sox catcher. Now the ball was thrown back onto the field by a fan, and then the outfielder picked it up and tossed it back into the stands, but they did locate the ball so that they could save it and give it to Jason Varitek to keep for his collectibles for passing Carlton Fisk. A pretty special occasion here.
All right, Heidi, thank you very much. Varitek most all time as a Red Sox catcher now, and for Jason, his 13th home run of this season. Part of a 5-home run attack tonight for the Red Sox. 11-1 as they bat here in the 5th with the lead runner on. Outside 2-0.
Well, Talbot, who was a starter obviously at the minor league level, can give Joe Madden some innings if needed in this game, if he can be somewhat effective and not to put much wear and tear, although there are quite a few people down in that bullpen for both teams. Rays today called up 2 guys, Talbot and Neiman. Jeff Neiman, who was up and made a couple of starts earlier this season.
It was a strike. Varitek thought he had ball 4. the ground towards first base. Pena will go to second for one. Relay throw to first, and it's a double play. Send it back to Boston and Tom Caron, TC.
Thank you, Don. We get you caught up on the Cleveland game. Minnesota there at the Jake, and Shin Soo Choo with a 2-run homer here in the 11th. Scott Lewis pitching for the Indians. 6 innings of 3-hit shutout ball. They were in the 6th. That's the 11th home of the year for Choo. And
Thanks, TC. It is 11-1 here. The Red Sox on top, and a drive to right field. Number 6 of the night for the Red Sox. This time it's Jacoby Ellsbury who hits his 8th home run. It's home run night for the Red Sox in Tampa Bay.
Jacoby Ellsbury gets the fastball down and in. He hooks it. He gets pitched inside a lot, but this ball gets quite a bit of the inside part of the plate, and he hooks it for the home run. Well, it's been a long time since we've seen a power display like this by the Red Sox.
Coco Crisp stands in and takes ball 1.
Got to be getting close to some kind of a record, shouldn't it?
I think the Red Sox had 6 at Milwaukee. I want to say back in 2003 in there. One pitch outside, 3-1. Crisp takes a strike in the count, 3-2. The Red Sox had 7 home runs July 4th of 03 at Yankee Stadium. The most they've had in a game is 8. That was back in 1977 against Toronto. As there is ball 4. Still plenty of this game left. As walking for the 3rd time tonight and on base for the 4th time is Coco Crisp. As the second walk given up by Mitch Talbot since coming in. Pedroia has been on base twice, a walk and a single. As he takes strike 1. To right field at Gabe Gross, who puts it away. The home run by Jacoby Ellsbury, the 6th of the night, the 12-1 Red Sox lead. Bottom of the 5th inning back in St. Petersburg, Florida, where the Red Sox have a 12-1 advantage. Gabe Gross leading it off against Daisuke Matsuzaka. A 6 home run attack tonight for the Red Sox. And this big series against the Rays, things could not be going better right now for the Red Sox. Gabe Gross popped out to the 3rd baseman Mike Lowell in the 2nd inning. He is 0 for 1.
Daisuke's only given up 2 hits. Of course, one of those a home run to Iwamura, the other a broken bat single to Carlos Pena back in the 1st inning.
Ball's behind, 3-0. With the leadoff hitter in the 4th inning, Evan Longoria with a pitch. They proceeded to retire the next 3 batters in Floyd, Navarro, and Hinsky. There's a strike, 3-1. SK with 5 strikeouts, 1 walk. His ball 4, and he walks the leadoff batter here in the 5th.
Visit the official online shop of the Red Sox at redsox.com. Browse the largest online selection of authentic team gear, including clubhouse caps and T-shirts, jerseys, collectibles, and more. Shop the redsox.com shop.
A 12-1 Red Sox lead. Daisuke Matsuzaka walks the first batter. Here in the 5th inning, Fernando Perez coming up. And he takes ball 1. The breakdown for him, 81 pitches, a 28-pitch first inning. Rays had runners at first and second with 2 outs, and Floyd lined out. Tampa's left 3 men on base as Perez fouls it down the left field line out of play. Mentioned the Rays with just 2 hits. Carlos Pena's single to center in the 1st inning. The solo home run by Akinori Iwamura in the 3rd inning. Two and 1 now to Fernando Perez. Perez was leading off all year for the Durham Bulls and playing in center field. On the ground softly by the mound. Charging is Youkilis, and Matsuzaka was also going after the ball and then kind of stopped as he got by him, and they aren't able to get Perez, who runs pretty well, down to first base.
Yeah, it's almost like a perfect drag bunt from a left-handed hitter. It just tops it. Matsuzaka can't get it. Youkilis can. Matsuzaka stops. Matsuzaka would not have beaten Perez to first base. A little bit different than that play earlier in the game when Kazmir stopped. Daisuke was beating that foot race.
The pinch hitter, Willie Ibar, will pinch hit for Akinori Iwamura. Looks like there's another pinch hitter waiting on deck as well. Ben Zobrist has grabbed a bat. And he'll be batting for Jason Bartlett. So the Rays unloading their bench, down by 11 runs. And batting here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Saw a lot of Willie Ibar in the series at Fenway Park. He was starting at third base in the absence of Evan Longoria. And comes off the bench tonight to pinch hit with 2 on, nobody out in the 5th. Ibar starting 30 games in the absence of Longoria. Takes ball 2, 2 and 1. Played over the weekend in the series against the Yankees, was 1 for 7 as a pinch hitter. He is 3 for 8. Two and 2 to Ibar.
This could be another one of those outings, even with the big lead, that Daisuke gets about 6 innings in.
Gross at second base, Perez at first base, and nobody out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. Ibar fouls it off, still 2 and 2. Ibar came over from the Atlanta Braves. 25-year-old switch hitter. Pitch 90 of the night for Daisuke Matsuzaka. To left field, Jason Bay started in, now backs up a step, makes the catch for the first out of the inning. Ibar retired. Ben Zobrist is going to pinch hit for Jason Bartlett.
Looks like another pinch hitter has come out on deck. Dan Johnson, who we saw at Fenway Park. So it looks like Pena will get the rest of the night off.
Zobrist takes ball one. 27-year-old utility man called up on August the 5th from Durham. He's at 229 with 8 homers and 23 runs batted in. 8 home runs and 166 at bats on the season. Strike evens accounted 1-1. It's been a total of 42 starts for Tampa. 29 coming at shortstop, 6 in left, 3 in center, 3 at second, and 1 in right. Prior to this year, he had never played in any position other than shortstop at the major league level. Fouled off below us. Had a thumb fracture to begin the year, spanning the first 38 games of the year on the DL. And was activated and sent out to AAA Durham. Pitch hits here with 1 out and runners at first and second in the 5th. They elevate, he chases, and Zobrist strikes out at 6 Ks for Daisuke Matsuzaka.
Getting ahead of Zobrist and going up and out of the strike zone, and Zobrist chases it. Strikeout high in the season for Daisuke, 9. That coming way back in the second start of the season against the Oakland Athletics.
Here's Dan Johnson pinch hitting for Carlos Pena. They're taking ball one from Matsuzaka. Pitching line brought to you by Nissan. Matsuzaka at 4 2/3, already up to 95 pitches. And again, 28 pitches in the first inning tonight, but he's given up just 1 run, the home run by Akinori Iwamura in the 3rd inning. Outside ball 2, 2-0. Another pinch hitter has come out on deck. Longoria will be coming out of the game as Johnson takes a strike, and it's 2-1. John Jaso has come out on deck. Popped up foul. That'll get back and out of play. Lowell gives chase. So does Varitek, but a foul ball behind the Red Sox dugout. So the entire infield will be different when the Rays take the field here in the inning. Move to the top half of the 6th inning. Dave Gross at second base, Fernando Perez at first, 2 down, and the 2-2. Down and in, and ball 3, full count. This inning started with a walk of Gabe Gross. The infield hit for Fernando Perez. Daisuke was able to give Willie Ibar a line out to left. Zobrist struck out. And a full count now to Dan Johnson. Johnson fouls it off to the left, back and out of play.
And Suzaka just making his 100th pitch of the night. What do you say, Don? I mean, you know, he's given up 3 hits, 1 run, yet he's at 100 pitches, and here it is in the 5th inning.
Been a recurring theme. Not a lot of contact against Daisuke Matsuzaka. Strike 3 call. Back-to-back strikeouts. A 7-strikeout night for Daisuke. 12-1 Boston.
That's it.
We can mix that.
For maintenance that satisfies your guarantee, no need to go to your dealer anymore. Napa Auto Pro, we got you covered.
When Quiznos said farewell to the 5 after 5 deal, we didn't realize how popular it was. So we're welcoming back our delicious lineup of large signature and real deal, perfectly toasted sandwiches for just $5 after 5 p.m. We're also introducing the new mouth-watering 5-meat stack to make this great deal even better. For a limited time, enjoy your choice of over 10 large sandwiches, just $5 after 5 p.m. Only at Quiznos. Love what you eat.
Play Happy Maniacs. Cool. That's impressive.
Get what you really want in the 2009 Ford Focus, starting at only $14,799.
12-1, the Red Sox on top as we head to the top half of the 6th inning. Multiple changes for the Tampa Bay Rays as we head to the 6th. Not only is their infield different, their outfield is different. They have a new catcher. As David Ortiz leads it off here in the 6th inning.
This is like now a spring training game. We are in Florida, and it does remind you of a spring training game with all the changes here midway through.
Here are the changes as Johnny Gomes into left field now. Fernando Perez stays in the game. Justin Ruggiano's in right. Hinsky at third. Ben Zobrist at short. Willie Ibar at second. And Johnson at first. The new catcher coming into the game is John Jaso.
And we'll let you know where they're all hitting as they come to the plate.
1-2 the count to David Ortiz with a 3-run home run. The first of 6 home runs on the night for the Red Sox back in the first inning. Since then he has fouled out and grounded into a fielder's choice. Chris Smith is up for the Red Sox. Ortiz down the left field line. Gomes was played over towards right center. That'll fall fair. Over to play it is Gomes into foul ground. Ortiz into second base with a leadoff double. His second hit of the night.
Well, David Ortiz had only been 3 for his last 21 coming into the game tonight, but the 3-run home run and now the double on the breaking ball. Curveball away and slices it down that left field corner. Looks like we're going to have a pinch hitter, or a pinch runner, I should say, for Ortiz. Looks like Chris Carter.
There's Kevin Youkilis with nobody out. Take strike one. Mitch Talbot has been out there since Scott Kazmir left. Nicholas has one of the home runs tonight. A 2-run shot back in the 4th inning. Let's check in with Tom Caron, TC.
Oh, thank you, Don. The Yankees trying to take care of business at home against the White Sox. Johnny Damon with an RBI single here. Wilson Beterbiev scores. They are in the 8th now, and the Yankees leading the White Sox 4-2. Don?
Okay, Tom, thanks very much. It is 12-1. Red Sox on top here in the 6th inning. Runner at second, nobody out, and Youkilis lines it into left field, a base hit. Carter coming around from second base. He'll score the 13th Red Sox run of the night. Youkilis on his second hit drives in another Boston run.
Three RBI on the night now for Kevin Youkilis. Gives him a total of 105 on the season. And that'll move him up ahead of Aubrey Huff, and that should put him in the 5th place in the American League, and runs batted in.
Youkilis at second base. Back-to-back doubles to begin the 6th inning. Mike Lowell, a solo home run in the 1st inning. Since then has struck out and grounded out. Scott Kazmir tonight, the starter for the Rays, lasting just 3+ innings, giving up 6 hits, 9 runs. He walked 4 and struck out 2. Came in at 11-6. Nicholas at second base, nobody out, a run in. Talbot has given up 4 runs of his own since coming into the game in the 4th inning. Inside, and Lowell gets hit. That's down to first base.
Trying to go inside with the fastball. Gets a piece of the shirt of Mike Lowell. Still no activity down in the bullpen for Tampa, so it looks like it's going to be Talbot for a while. And a pinch runner at first base for Lowell is going to be Alex Cora. Since the warning, 2 guys have been hit, but nobody's been thrown out because obviously they don't think it's intentional. Which I would agree.
2 on, nobody out. And Alex Cora now running for Mike Lowell at first base. Jason Bay hit a home run in the 4th inning. He has struck out twice. Now has 30 home runs on the season between Pittsburgh and Boston. There's a strike, 2-1 to Bay. Bay on the ground to shortstop. Zobrist to second for 1, on to first base. A double play, and there's 2 down. On to third base goes Youkilis.
Wednesday, after the pregame show wraps up, Tom Caron will be signing into NESN.com Playground to chat with you live during the game. Get your questions ready and join TC at the all-new NESN.com Playground Wednesday night live at 7.
Juan Salas warming up in the Rays pen. Mitch Talbot has been on since the 4th inning and has given up 4 runs to the Red Sox. Jed Lowry batting. He has fly to center and walked twice. Red Sox got 4 in the 1st inning, scored 7 times in the 4th inning. Run in the 5th, and so far a run here in the 6th inning. There's a strike, and it's 1-2. Coming into this game, the Red Sox had not won this season at Tropicana Field. Took care of business very quickly tonight. Full count to Jed Lowry.
Now tonight's resembles some of the games of the past here in Tropicana Field. Certainly has not been the case this season.
Ball 4, and Jed Lowry down to first base. He walks for the 3rd time tonight.
I don't know if Salas is ready down there because he had to get his bubble gum ready first before he took a couple of warm-up throws.
Really not rapid fire down there.
It's not exactly rosin bag, get that foot good on the rubber. Hasn't made a pitch yet.
Any time now, Juan. Great.
There you go.
There you go. Now you maybe some more water. Can't really blame Juan the way the Red Sox have been hitting tonight. I'm not sure I'd be rushing into the game either. There's a pitch in there for a strike to Veritek.
He's ready. He's ready. He saw the sign, the tip of the cap into the dugout, so he's ready.
Well, 2-2-1. Kevin Youkilis at 3rd base. Jed Lowry at 1st base with 2 outs. Veritek takes strike 2, 2-2. Double to drive in a run. Lowry walked. Veritek strikes out. They elevate, and that ends the top of the 6th inning. Red Sox out a run, lead at 13-1.
Finally, a hockey fantasy pool by hockey experts for hockey fans. The Sportsnet.ca Fantasy Pool, coming soon. Visit sportsnet.ca/fantasy for more info.
These days, only one thing matters when it comes to driving. This number. But consider this. The Buick Enclave has the best highway fuel consumption of any 8-passenger CUV. The Pontiac G6 gets nearly 1,000 highway kilometers to the tank. GMC Sierra, the most fuel-efficient 4x4 full-size pickup. And the 2009 G5 XFE gets up to 10% better fuel consumption than ever before. The point? Less pumping, more driving.
Going down the only You broke up with running last week. And now you see running everywhere. Looking really, really good. The 768 stability system. Optimal support for long, stable relationships with running. Love running more.
From intimidation to devastation.
Like a lightning bolt out of nowhere. My goodness!
UFC Fight Night has it all. Wednesday on Rogers Sportsnet.
The Amica Pit Zone is brought to you by Amica Insurance. Get the right auto and home coverage at AmicaCoverage.com. And, well, the 6 home runs lifted out of here by the Red Sox so far in this game tonight. Ortiz, Lowell, Bay, Veritek, Youkilis, and Ellsbury.
Chris Smith, the new pitcher for the Red Sox.
Chris Smith making his 10th appearance for the Red Sox, a record of 1-0, his last coming at Texas. That was back on the 7th of September, a third of an inning, allowed a run, and it was earned, a walk, and no strikeouts.
So the swing and a miss, down 0-2. Batting for Evan Longoria, came into the game to do the catching last inning. Longoria tonight had walked and been hit by a pitch. To right field and in for a base hit for Jaso. No changes for the Red Sox coming into the inning. Kobe Ellsbury moved to left field. Chris still in center. Jonathan Van Every in right. Jed Lowry now at third. Score at shortstop. Right side still the same. Pedroia and Youkilis, and David Ross is the catcher for Jason Veritek. The pitcher is Chris Smith.
And that was the first major league hit for Jaso, as he retrieves the souvenir after the base hit.
Now Cliff Floyd, who is 0 for 2. He's lined out to first base and flied out to right. Tried to hold up and apparently did. Well, Daisuke Matsuzaka throwing 101 pitches in 5 innings in the game tonight. Gave up 3 hits, 1 run. He walked 2 and struck out 7. He is in line to get his 17th win of the year. His 3rd try at getting his 17th win, and came in tonight at 16-2. Another night in which Daisuke only goes 5 innings, but another victory, barring a major miracle comeback from the Tampa Bay Rays, down here 13-1 as they bat in the 6th inning. Outside, 3-1. Floyd hits a fly ball to center field. Coco Crisp makes the catch for the first down here in the bottom of the 6th inning.
Tomorrow night at 6, as Olympia Sports presents the Boston Globe pregame show with Sean Caron, Dennis Eckersley, and Heidi Watney. They'll preview Josh Beckett's 2nd consecutive start against the Rays after his 6-inning, 7-strikeout performance against them last week. On Wednesday, it's Wake in this Dome for the series finale. And then on Friday, Game 1 from Rogers Center as the Sox get A.J. Burnett again. It's all coming up this week live on NESN.
1 out, a runner at first base. Justin Ruggiano batting in the spot of Gianna Navarro. Pulls it foul, evens it count at 1-1. Ruggiano, 26 years of age, called up on August the 11th. And Evan Longoria was placed on the DL, his fourth different stint with the Tampa Bay Rays this season. Played all three outfield positions, right field for 8, 4 in center, and 2 in left. This is out towards deep right field and gone. Justin Ruggiano hits a 2-run home run, and it is now 13-3.
Second home run of the season for Ruggiano as he takes that fastball out over the plate to the opposite field. So home runs all over the place tonight in this game. Obviously 6 by the Red Sox. Iwamura with a home run. Now Ruggiano with a home run.
Kinski 0 for 2, striking out twice tonight against Daisuke Matsuzaka. It's on the ground hard, but right to Youkilis at first base for the second out of the inning. Two outs for Johnny Gomes. Gomes, 27 years of age, was down at AAA. He's called up on Saturday from Durham at the end of their postseason. If you're going to hit anybody in retaliation, this would probably be the guy. As of course he was very much a part of the fisticuffs at Fenway Park in the Coco Crisp battle. Was suspended as a result. As a check swing, you know, he went around. Home plate umpire Jerry Meals. And it's 0-2. Served a 5-game suspension. With a swing and a miss, and he strikes out to end the inning. A 2-run shot for Justin Ruggiano, but it's 13-3 Sox.
What your engine feels, you feel. And when it's running clean, you feel it. That's why Pennzoil Motor Oil is specially formulated with active cleansing agents to continuously help prevent dirt and deposits from forming. No leading conventional oil helps keep engines clean. So change with Pennzoil and feel the clean. Not just oil, Pennzoil.
Making your money grow can be exciting, but it has its ups and downs. A sure thing is hard to find, and you want a sure thing. Where do you start? With an investment savings account from ING Direct. It pays investment-grade interest from the very first dollar you deposit, and it will never make you pay a service charge. Keep saving, and your money will only go in one direction. In a world of ups and downs, it's rock solid. Call. Save your money.
Seems like you need to be a physics professor to choose the right TV. Luckily, I am one. Your choice is the brand behind the first LCD display in a calculator.
The dreamers who evolved the LCD into a 3-inch TV. The designers who first hung an LCD TV on a wall. The pioneers who gave Canada full HD 1080p in an LCD TV. The creators of the world's largest LCD display. Or choose all of the above. Sharp.
Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
Another grueling day on the job. You're hungry. Good thing you keep some Campbell's Chunky to Go soup at work. Chunky beef. You think about your day. Was I productive? Did I do right by my boss? You devour those big pieces of seasoned lean meat, tender potatoes, and wholesome vegetables with no artificial colors or flavors. Yeah, now you're ready to spend some time with the kids. Campbell's Chunky to Go. Fill up on the goods.
Red Sox fans, remember every game night at midnight to tune in NESN for Sox in 2 is the Sox latest matchup in a convenient 12 format, presented by Ace Ticket, the official ticket partner of the Boston Red Sox.
Other than the outfit, you think he really looks like much like Elvis?
More like Barry Manilow.
So on the ground, that Ibar at second base, and Ellsbury on one pitch is out. Number one, Juan Salas, the new pitcher.
Juan Salas only making his 5th appearance of the season, spent most of the year down in Durham. Missed all of spring training because of visa issues coming out of the Dominican Republic. He was actually the first 6 seasons of professional baseball, a third baseman in the Rays system.
One out, Coco Crisp is the batter. He's been on base 4 times tonight. Crisp walking 3 times and doubling. He has scored 2 runs in the game. And the strike call makes it 1-1.
Kevin Cash has come on deck to hit for Dustin Pedroia. We saw Cash at third base back on that last homestand.
On the ground, down the line at first, and a good diving play by Dan Johnson. Salas is there for the out. They rob Crisp of a base hit. Nice play by Dan Johnson.
I remember Dan Johnson in Oakland was an outfielder, was he not?
I think he played a little first base there too.
Well, he played a little right there on that play. Nice play, taking extra bases away from Coco Crisp.
Two down here in the 7th inning as Kevin Cash bats for Dustin Pedroia, who had a hit tonight, was 1 for 3. Jordan's Furniture is the official furniture store of the Boston Red Sox. Log on to Jordans.com for New England's largest selection of brand name furniture and mattresses.
Elliot just wouldn't leave my chicken alone, Don.
I know better than to mess with you when you're eating your chicken.
I would like to have a big bowl of chicken like that right now.
How much of that did you actually eat?
Well, it didn't take too many takes, so maybe a couple of legs.
Cash takes a strike, and it's 2-1. There's ball 3, 3-1. Mitch Talbot came on for Kazmir. Kazmir went 3+, giving up 9 runs. Talbot gives up 4 runs in 3 innings, giving up 5 hits. Walked 3, struck out 2, but it's Kazmir who's on the hook. Cash takes ball 4 and a 2-out walk for Kevin Cash. Here comes Chris Carter.
Well, those numbers not too bad. 4 for 5 as a member of the Red Sox.
He was recalled on September the 8th, his second stint now with the Red Sox.
collapsed after that swing.
Pedroia's night is over. Cash hit for him and walked in this inning. Busted on twice tonight. A walk in the first, a single in the fourth inning. And knocked in a run. In the dirt, gathered by Jaso.
Now I feel like we're doing a spring training game in St. Pete outside, and we've got about a 2.5-hour drive back to Fort Myers after the game.
Carter hits it to right field. Ruggiano is there, and he makes the catch. Seventh inning stretch from St. Pete. It is 13-3. Red Sox on top. Time now for a Sports Desk update with Catherine Tappan.
Are you ready for a refreshing Trident splash?
Oh no, didn't get you, did he?
What?
'Cause those things, it's over. Hey, you know what? I've got a buddy with a skunk farm down the road. He'll know what to do. I could shoot you over there in the 2009 Suzuki Grand Vitara. New fuel-efficient 4-cylinder engine, 3,000-pound towing capacity. Go on. Oh, it's a little tricky to find. I'll navigate. You drive.
We think you should test drive a new Suzuki Grand Vitara, and we'll do whatever it takes to get you to do it.
Decorating or renovating? Use Homeworks home remodeling software and see how the job looks before you start, using actual photos of your home. Approved by the Canadian Home Builders Association, Homeworks is available only at Home Hardware Building Center, and Home Furniture. Homeworks features more than 2,500 actual products and a $25 home gift card with a project purchase. Before you start, use Homeworks and picture the difference. Only at Home Hardware.
Help is close to home.
To the bottom of the seventh inning back in St. Petersburg, as Fernando Perez leads it off for the Rays against Chris Smith. He takes ball one from Smith. Smith came into the game in the sixth inning as defensive changes for the Red Sox. Jed Lowry moving from third to short. Cash stays in the game at third base. Second time we've seen him at third base. And at second now is Alex Cora. 1-1 the count to Fernando Perez.
A lot of this crowd that was a pretty good crowd, not a sellout to start the ball game, is obviously hit the exits.
Very good pitching matchup tonight. You thought on paper Kazmir lasts only 3+ innings, gives up 9 runs. Daisuke, pitcher of record, goes the first 5 and gives up just 1 run, but throws a lot of pitches, 101 pitches in 5 innings. Smith in his second inning of relief. Last inning giving up a 2-run home run to Justin Ruggiano. 4-2 the Yankees beat the Chicago White Sox tonight. Cleveland on top of Minnesota 3-0. We're in the 9th inning.
That's not Cliff Lee pitching that game, is it?
Let's take a look. That's what Cleveland know.
Lee, of course, with 22 wins and leading the American League with a 2.36 ERA. Red Sox have 4 games against Cleveland as we get back to Fenway Park Monday through Thursday. There's a pretty good chance they'll see this year's probably Cy Young Award winner.
You know, they played the Indians 2 games so far this season.
That's it.
Red Sox going to Cleveland for that brief 2-game series early in the year, and that's it.
We played 2 games in Japan too. Remember that?
Yes, vaguely. One popped up down the left field line, long run for Ellsbury and Cash, and it will land in the bullpen with everybody scurrying out of the way. Relievers were trying to get out of there, everybody coming in.
Cash going back, Ellsbury coming in. Guys just trying to get out of the way. It bounced over the bullpen and into the stands.
Strike 3 call. Perez is gone. Second strikeout for Chris Smith. It's time now for the Coors Light Freeze Cam. And Jason Veritek's got one of the 6 home runs tonight for the Red Sox. Now the most home runs in a Red Sox uniform for a catcher, as he surpasses Carlton Fisk. Coors Light Freeze Cam brought to you by the Frost Brew Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. 1 out in the bottom of the 7th inning. Willie Ibar lined out to left field. His only at bat tonight. Came in to bat in the 5th inning. Pops it up, foul off third base. Cash over by the seats. May have overrun it and did. Ended up behind him.
Now Kevin Cash gets his first chance, and it wasn't pretty, Don. See, overran the pop-up. A little different, you know, when you're chasing him behind home plate as a catcher. This one's going to drop just a little bit behind him.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't think in that first appearance at third base he had any plays at third.
I don't think he did. No, I think that's the first thing that's headed in his direction.
Strike over the outside corner to Ibar, and it's 2-2.
Maybe you should take a catcher's mask out with him at third base. You know, flip it off. It might be easier.
Feel a little more comfortable.
Yeah, something he's used to.
Into right field, a base hit for Willie Ibar. 1 out in the 7th. Send it back to Tom Karen, TC.
Don, thank you. You talked about that 4-2 Yankees win. Mariano Rivera getting the 479th save of his career, moves 1 ahead of Lee Smith, second all-time. We got A.J. Brzezinski to end it. 4-2 Yankees. Not much to cheer about at Yankee Stadium these days. Mariano Rivera gave him something tonight. Don?
KTC, thanks very much. Here it is 13-3. The Red Sox on top of the Rays. They bat in the 7th inning with 1 out. Willie Ibar at first base, and Ben Zobrist taking ball 1. Zobrist struck out swinging in the 5th inning as he pinch hit in the 5th. Joe Madden started to lift a lot of his regulars in the 5th inning. Game 2 of the series will have Josh Beckett, 12-9, matched up against Andy Sonnenstein, who's 13-7. Battle of right-handers tomorrow night. And it is Tim Wakefield and Matt Garza in the final game of the series. Wakefield will be looking to get back to 500 individually, 9-10, and Matt Garza's had a very good year. He's 11-9, 3.60 earned run average. 1-2 pitch is ball 2, 2-2.
Kevin Cash played some third base in the minor leagues, only 8 games. As a matter of fact, he was a member of the Devil Ray organization, played some in Durham. It was a Devil Ray organization then, now it's just the Rays. Played 8 games down at the minor league level.
Full count to Ben Zobrist.
Now Smitty, find that strike zone. Come on, kid.
Fly ball to shallow left. Ellsbury coming in. And there's 2 down in the 7th.
Coming up after the game, it's WB Mason's Extra Innings with Tom Caron, Jim Rice, and Heidi Watney. You'll get the breakdown of Daisuke Matsuzaki's performance tonight, plus the manager's perspective on Game 1 of this series as Heidi brings you Terry's take. It's all coming right after the game live on NESN.
2 outs, a runner at first base, and Dan Johnson. That's his second at bat. He struck out looking in the 5th inning, 0 for 1. Johnson takes strike 1 from Chris Smith. Left-handers 3 for 25 against Chris Smith. And there for a strike. Mike Timlin is up in the Red Sox pen. Fly ball to deep right. Back at the wall. That ball is gone. Dan Johnson with a 2-run home run. It's the 3rd home run of the night for the Rays. Now 13-5. Second home run given up by Chris Smith.
And second home run of the year for Johnson against the Red Sox. Had that big one back at Fenway Park. And now on a high changeup. It's a 2-run home run. I'd like to be able to say the wind's blowing out tonight, but that's not the case in the Dome.
9 home runs between the 2 teams.
Maybe the air conditioning's blowing out.
John Jaso takes strike 1, 1-1. One outside, 3-1. A pinch hitter has come out on deck for the Rays. Michael Hernandez.
That almost empties the bench except for Rocco Baldelli and Upton, who's injured.
There's strike 3. Wow. Jaso is headed down to first base, gets the bad news. Rays get a 2-run shot, but it's 13-5 Boston.
Play Happy Maniacs. Cool. That's impressive.
Get what you really want in the 2009 Ford Focus, starting at only $14,799.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know.
Real milk chocolate, light tasting, crispy wafers. Quality in every bite.
Have you seen my Kit Kat?
Please don't take my
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
sunshine away.
You style chest hair here?
No.
Too bad.
Ow! I'm sorry. Excuse me, I need to know, sir. Did you just come up here?
Excuse me. I'm here for the stylist position.
Crazy times call for crazy fun. Enter the Ultimate Vegas Escape Sweepstakes.
Following the game tonight, it's Granite City Electric's expert executive Tom Karen, Jim Rice, and Heidi Watney. You'll get a preview of Game 2 of this series tomorrow night. Pitching matchup is Josh Beckett against Andy Sonnenstein, plus all the reaction from the Sox clubhouse tonight. It's all coming up after the game live on NESN.
Jeff Bailey's going to pinch hit as we head to the top half of the 8th inning. Red Sox on top 13-5. Bailey pinch hitting for Kevin Youkilis here in the 8th against Juan Salas. Salas out there for his 2nd inning of relief. He'll be followed by Alex Cora as the Red Sox bat here in the 8th. He's in a 278. Salas worked the 7th inning, gave up a walk to Kevin Cash. A pretty easy inning in the 7th. Mostly Red Sox fans hanging around here as we move along, and they're getting the Red Sox chant going here. 1-2, a swing and a miss. Bailey strikes out to open up the 8th. First strikeout for Juan Salas.
Big nasty slider there from Salas, a guy that hung around, as we mentioned, as a position player, didn't have much success at that spot. Turned him into his pitcher because he's got a good arm. And really have to start developing all over again with that new position pitcher.
1 out for Alex Cora. He was hit by a pitch in the 6th inning. Actually, he ran for Mike Lowe, was hit by a pitch. So it popped up foul.
I got to tell you, in this ballpark, from game starts at what, 7:10?
Yes.
From about 6:45 to 7:10, it's as loud a place I've ever heard in my life. There's more going on between the PA. You can't even hear yourself think.
Don't forget the cowbells. We're down 0-2.
We on?
We're on.
Game.
0-2 the count to Alex Cora. Scott Kazmir not good tonight and not good right away. Walked the first 2 batters on 8 pitches. The 3-run home run for David Ortiz in the first. This one fouled off. Still 1-2 to Alex Cora. Red Sox scored 4 runs in the top of the first inning. It had 7 more in the 4th inning, and that chased Kazmir from the game.
And David Ortiz, who got things started, hits his 2nd career home run. His average coming into the game was only 189 against Kazmir.
Red Sox with 6 home runs in the game tonight. Ortiz, Youkilis, Lowell, Jason Bay, Jason Varitek, and Jacoby Ellsbury, all with home runs. Or chops it foul, still 2-2. Outside ball 3, full count. David Ross waiting on deck. Or fouls it off, still 3-2. Salas with the 3-2 pitch to Alex Cora. Fouled off. We'll do it again. Ball 4, he finally works the walk, fouled off a few, took a few, and he heads down to first base. Second walk given up by Juan Salas.
For every Red Sox game that goes into extra innings, the Sox record a save. CVS Pharmacy will donate $500 to Children's Hospital Boston. CVS Pharmacy is the official pharmacy of the Boston Red Sox.
Red Sox have a 1-out base runner and Cora at first base. David Ross 1 for 4 since joining the Red Sox. Take strike 1. Swing and a miss, 0-2. Fifth game that David Ross has appeared in since coming up from the Pawtucket Red Sox on August 29th. Signed by the Red Sox to a AAA contract on August 20th. He'd been released by the Cincinnati Reds back on August 18th. Parts of 7 seasons in the majors. Dodgers and Pirates and Reds. As this one fouled off by the Red Sox dugout.
And he's seeing a bunch of sliders from Salas.
60 home runs in the majors in 427 big league games. Now back to the screen, still 1-2.
Long at bats. Cora eventually drawing the walk. Long at bat here as Ross Falls pitches off.
To left field. Johnny Gomes heading back to make the catch. Run back to get it, didn't start well, but he hauls it in, 2 down. It's time now for the Comcast Triple Play game summary. David Ortiz with 2 on and nobody out in the first inning. A 3-run shot, his 19th of the year. All part of a 6-home run attack for the Red Sox. That includes a 2-run home run from Jason Varitek in the 4th inning. Daisuke Matsuzaka throws a lot of pitches in 5 innings, 101. And departs after giving him 3 hits and 1 run, a chance for him to pick up his 17th win of the year, coming in at 16-2. Jed Lowry hits a fly ball to center field. Fernando Perez makes the catch that ends the top of the 8th. It's 13-5, Red Sox on top.
An outstanding performance right now from Sean Markley.
Red Sox, Jays, Friday in HD on Rogers Sportsnet.
Want to follow your favorite hockey team on the road? Rogers Sportsnet presents the UltimateBet.net Hometown Hockey Poker Challenge. Go to ultimatebet.net/sportsnet now and enter the free daily poker qualifier for your chance to score a trip for 2 to watch your home team play in North America. This prize package includes airfare, hotel, $500 cash, and tickets to see your team play live. Sportsnet presents the UltimateBet.net Hometown Hockey Poker Challenge. Check Raise Your Way to the game today.
All right. Who ate my volcano taco?
Don't look at me.
Introducing Taco Bell's new Volcano Taco. With its spicy lava sauce and red taco shell, it tastes even hotter than it looks.
Was me.
Feel the heat. Think outside the bun. For more heat to eat, get the Big Bell box meal.
You are in a relationship with running. A love-hate relationship. Running kicks you out of a warm bed and into a cold, hard world. Every day with running is a question of your commitment, and running's not afraid to ask. Yes, my friend, it is a complex and torrid affair. It is a constant balance, a balance between love and hate. This is the new balance.
Every weeknight, when it's game over on the ice, it's game on in the Hockey Central studios.
Oh, he's something else, Sidney Crosby.
It's Hockey Central tonight. Hockey Central tonight. Monday to Friday at 11. It's hockey that matters.
Coming up after the game, it's WB Mason's X Ratings with Tom Karen, Jim Rice, and Heidi Watney. They look at the key moments in this race for first place in the American League East Division. Plus, Mission's October updates with highlights from the Twins, Yankees, and White Sox Indian game. It's all coming up right after the game, and it's live on NESN.
And the Red Sox and Rays head here into the bottom of the 8th inning. 4 is in Boston, represented here. As represented at first base for the Red Sox, Jeff Bailey comes into the game after pinch hitting for Youkilis as part of the top half of the inning. He struck out, and the new pitcher for Boston is Mike Timlin.
44th appearance for Timlin, a 4-4 record. Last outing against Tampa Bay when he picked up the loss. That was back on the 10th, 5 days ago. 2/3 of an inning, 3 hits, and 3 earned runs in that ball game against the Rays.
Michel Hernandez grounding one right side at second baseman Alex Cora for the first out in the bottom of the 8th.
Well, there was so much hype coming into this game tonight, Don. You know, the Rays had a tough road trip, and they lost ground to the Red Sox, and of course, very confident coming back to Fenway, back home where they've been very good all season long. And of course, the Red Sox jumped on him very early in this game. Kazmir was clear out of the chute. Didn't have good stuff. He was just kind of aiming the ball around and walking the first couple of guys. And the guy that He has all kind of trouble against David Ortiz, has trouble against Kazmir, takes him deep for the home run, and that just kind of set the tone for the night. So kind of a big flop, really in this first game for the Rays, coming back off a tough road trip. But they felt very confident getting back here with a great record in this ballpark and the way they've handled the Red Sox that, they'd take game one of this series behind Kazmir.
Their best home record in the majors, and especially when they got Scott Kazmir going tonight. Figured they'd be in good shape. Did not work out that way. Big offensive night for the Red Sox. Justin Ruggiano with a 2-run home run in the 6th inning off Chris Smith. Smith went 2 innings as he pitched the 6th and 7th. He gave up 4 hits and 4 runs, 2-run home runs. And he struck out 2 to not walk anybody.
And it'll be said, well, the Red Sox came in, they made a statement, we're the champions. It all depends on tomorrow's pitches. If Andy Sonnenstein's good, Red Sox will have trouble scoring runs. If Josh Beckett's good, Tampa will have trouble scoring runs. So it's, it doesn't have much of a carryover effect, but it's good to win game 1. There's no question about that.
And Tampa Bay has really not used any of the pitchers that they would normally use out of the bullpen. Mitch Talbot gave them 3 innings of relief for Kazmir. Juan Salas has gone the last 2 innings.
I think it's fair to say the way things are going right now, unless something dramatic happens, both these teams are going to be in the playoff. The question is who they're going to be playing in the first round. And I think both would like to avoid the Angels in the first round.
Well, the Angels, who ran away with the American League West. Red Sox certainly have handled them in the postseason, but it's a different Angels team this time around.
It is, and the Angels, of course, have clinched so long. They're going to be able to get their pitching all set up the way they want it. So you might be better off facing them in the second round once things get jumbled up a little bit.
There's ball 4, a 1-out walk for Ruggiano. So 1 out, 1 on. Linsky 0 for 3. He has struck out twice and grounded out to first base. Strikeouts were against Daisuke Matsuzaka, who struck out 7 in 5 innings tonight. His ground ball towards second base to second for 1. On to first, double play. Wraps up the 8th. We head for the 9th inning. It is 13-5 Boston.
What happens when designers imagine a refined sedan? While engineers craft a powerful sports car. What happens? You get something better than both. Introducing the all-new Nissan Maxima, the 4-door sports car.
Seems like you need to be a physics professor to choose the right TV. Luckily, I am one. Your choice is the brand behind the first LCD display in a calculator.
The dreamers who evolved the LCD into a 3-inch TV. The designers who first hung an LCD TV on a wall. The pioneers who gave Canada full HD 1080p in an LCD TV. The creators of the world's largest LCD display. Or choose all of the above. Sharp.
Change your TV, change your life. Sharp.
This is my hotel.
My hotel.
At My Best Western, I know what business travelers need.
That's why we offer our free Gold Crown Club International card. Earn points towards free nights, shopping and dining gift cards, and more.
We are ready for business, wherever your business takes you.
Join the rewards program that gives you rewards faster. Stay any 2 qualified nights at Best Western between September 14th and November 21st and earn double points when you pay with your MasterCard. Earn even more at bestwestern.com.
When was the last time you dreamed about a family vehicle? Introducing Flex, The all-new crossover from Ford.
Boston Red Sox baseball and NESN is brought to you by New England Ford dealers, Dunkin' Donuts, Kia, Hess, New England Dodge dealers, Olympia Sports, the official sporting goods retailer of the New England Sports Network, Subaru Outback, and by Southwest Airlines. So fouled off to the left, backing out of play for Jonathan Van Every.
Jason Hamill, new pitcher, making his 37th appearance. He was in the starting rotation for a brief time, made 5 starts, a record of 4-4 in the season. And Kazmir was hurt early in the season. Hamill was in the rotation.
Taps it, fouls, down 1-2. Kazmir for 3 innings tonight, giving up 9 runs. Mitch Talbot gave up 4 runs in his 3 innings. Juan Salas goes 2 innings, giving up no hits, no runs. He did walk 2 and struck out a batter. Now Jason Hamill for the 9th inning. And every now, Jacoby Ellsbury waiting on deck. And a swing and a miss. And Every strikes out to begin the 9th.
Down and away from Van Every. Who's that? Am I supposed to sign it?
One down for Jacoby Ellsbury, who has 2 hits in the game tonight, including a home run. Home run came in the 5th inning. It's it down the line at first base. A fair ball, covering late is Hamill, but he does get there in time, and there's 2 down.
That ball was headed in foul direction, hit a divot, and bounced back over the first base bag. Watch this ball come back to Johnson at first base. And the fair call made by the first base umpire.
After an inning of relief from Mike Timlin in the 8th, it is David Pauley who is up in the Red Sox pen. Two down for Coco Crisp, who takes ball 1. Strike and it's 1-1 to Crisp.
One of the great things about being down here, Don, is we get on a van after a game with a lot of Red Sox fans heading back to the hotel, and I love to hear a lot of the comments. You know, at least it'll be upbeat and positive tonight. Some of these nights this year have been awfully tough going back to the hotel, but it can get ugly.
Center field, Fernando Perez makes the catch to end the inning. We head to the bottom of the 9th, 13-5 Boston.
When Quiznos said farewell to the 5 after 5 deal, we didn't realize how popular it was. So we're welcoming back our delicious lineup of large signature and real deal, perfectly toasted sandwiches for just $5 after 5 p.m. We're also introducing the new mouth-watering 5-meat stack to make this great deal even better. For a limited time, enjoy your choice of over 10 large sandwiches, just $5 after 5 p.m. Only at Quiznos. Love what you eat.
You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. You make me happy when skies are gray. You'll never know.
Real milk chocolate, light tasting, crispy wafers, quality in every bite.
Have you seen my Kit Kat?
Please don't take my.
Have a break. Have a Kit Kat.
Sunshine away.
What happens when designers imagine a refined sedan? While engineers craft a powerful sports car? What happens you get something better than both. Introducing the all-new Nissan Maxima, the four-door sports car.
Collect letters from Coca-Cola drinks to play online, and you could win up to $250,000. And in store, a smart car, tickets to Universal concerts, and many more great prizes instantly. Subway, think fresh, eat fresh.
Red Sox fans, remember if you need medical care while at Fenway, visit the Beth Israel Deaconess First Aid Stand behind Section 12. Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center is the official hospital of Boston Red Sox and Red Sox Nation.
David Pauly, the new Boston pitcher.
David Pauly making his 4th appearance. He's made 1 start. 8 1/3 innings, 14 hits allowed. His last outing coming at Texas. 2 innings in that game, gave up a couple of earned runs.
Second at bat tonight for Johnny Gomes, who struck out pinch hitting in the 6th inning. Fouls the first pitch off. Mike Timlin worked the 8th inning. No hits, 1 walk. He did not strike anybody out. Got a ground ball into a double play to end the 8th. Pauly, the 4th Boston pitcher of the night.
Last night was rookie initiation night for the Red Sox, as they had to dress up in costumes and outfits and be the attendants on our flight down here to Tampa. And I must say, David Pauly was excellent. He was working up in the section I was sitting in. Very attentive.
Yep, very attentive. One fouled off, full count. Did you have to do that when you were a rookie?
No, I don't remember doing that. I really don't. I just remember being treated like garbage all year by most people. You know, not all, but most. But no, I don't remember doing that stuff.
Gomes strikes out. Pauly strikes him out for the first out of the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, twice he's gone out off on off-speed pitches. A breaking ball back in the 6th inning got him, and this time a changeup from David Pauly. Change that. Make that a slider.
1 out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Fernando Perez. He's played the whole game for the Rays. Got a base hit in the 5th inning. He's 1 for 3. Struck out a couple of times. Well, towards first base, Bailey will take it himself as he and Pauly end up there at the same time, but the out recorded, 2 down.
Yeah, watching Perez go down that line, he's got some good speed, doesn't he, Don? He gets down there pretty good. Even in this type of score, hustling all the way down that first base line, and Bailey making the out at first base. So the Red Sox are 1 out away.
Willie Ibar pops it up foul back and out of play. Ibar came into the game in the 5th inning, lined out to left, and then singled and scored in the 7th. And tomorrow night, Josh Beckett against Andy Sonnenstein. 12 victories for Beckett, 13 for Sonnenstein.
The guy's got a nice shirt on. Bulldog shirt, nice customer.
1-1 inside, 2-1.
It's the 08 model, too. A brand new one now.
I didn't know there was a difference.
Yeah, every year. That's Red Dog. Very good customers down here in the St. Pete area.
Fouled off, and it's 2-2. Ball 3, full count. He struck out Gomes, got Perez to ground out, 2 outs in the 9th inning. And Zobrist on deck. The 3-2 pitch to Willie Ibar. Ball 4. Ibar down to first base. 4th walk given up by Red Sox pitching, the first for David Pauly. Here's Ben Zobrist. Came into the game in the 5th. Had a strikeout and a flyout, 2 at bats. Fouled off to the screen, 0-1.
Wake's doing a lot of pointing. I'm not sure what he's saying, though. I don't know if Daisuke knows either. But he's pointing a lot to the field. Daisuke agree with that. Whatever he said there.
One and one. And the pitch outside, 2-1. Daisuke for 5 innings tonight, giving up just the 1 run on 3 hits. He walked 2 and struck out 7. Outside, 3-1 to Zobrist. And Johnson on deck for the Rays. 2 outs, 9th inning, 13-5. Boston on top. On the ground right side, Cora will go to first base with it, and the Red Sox tied for the top spot in the American League East now as they take game 1 of this 3-game series head-to-head with the Rays in Tampa. A 13-5 Red Sox victory tonight. Look at the playoff picture in the American League East. Tied atop the American League East now, and in the wild card scenario, the Red Sox, by virtue of a Twins loss tonight, now a 7-game lead for the Red Sox in the wild card chase, with the Blue Jays 9 games off the pace. So a big win tonight for Boston, a big 6-home run attack, and the Red Sox take game 1. Jerry Heidi and I will be right back in St. Pete, but first, we'll look at what's coming up tonight on NESN. Here's Tom Caron.